island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
Thomas and the Twins. The bridge across the river needs repair, the Fat Controller told the engines. I'll have to make arrangements to cross it for a while. You lot will be alright, but Thomas is too heavy. Thomas is anxious. How would you like to go and help Edward? Asked the Fat Controller. Can Annie and Clarabelle come? Asked Thomas hopefully. The Fat Controller shook his head. They'll be needed here, I'm afraid, he said. Emily can't carry all of your passengers on her own. Of course I can! I used to pull more than 4 coaches. Oh man. Now I've got to hang out with more idiots. There than one. Hey Thomas, check this out! I made water slide on rails! Whee!
I'm not going to call the hospital because you won't learn anything if I do.
Percy promised to look after Annie and Clarabelle, but they were sorry to see Thomas go. To cheer Thomas up, Edward took him to see Bill and Ben, the twin engines who worked up at China Clay Harbour. Oh dear, not another blue engine, said Bill cheekily. First Edward, then Donald and Douglas, and now... Don't forget Gorton, interrupted Ben. He came here once by mistake, so he said. I don't think he enjoyed it much, he added innocently. The twins laughed, remembering. No, but seriously, Edward, said Bill. Why doesn't the Fat Controller pay attention to proper colour, like us, for instance? Thomas let off steam, fuming with rage. Let me tell you, he began. All right, you two, laughed Edward. Go and move those charts, or they won't be moved for any more. Still giggling, the twins chuffed them away. You just don't have to take them too seriously, explained Edward. Thomas smiled mournfully. I wish I knew how you deal with them, he said. Near the harbour, a line crossed the lane. The crossing had no gates. The lane led to a farm which made butter and supplied eggs and milk to shops in the town. One morning, the farmer had difficulty starting his lorry. He did it at last, but the lorry jerked along as it fits and starts. The farmer was worried about his load of milk and butter and eggs. That milk will be turning to butter soon, he muttered to himself as he neared the level crossing. The rails, the back wheels were just clear when its engine made a noise like a tired sheep and stopped. The back of the lorry was still jolting out over the railway line. The farmer struggled to start it again, but it would not go. He had just got out to telephone for help when he heard a train approaching. Thomas wasn't going fast. When he saw the lorry, he set his brakes hard, but he couldn't stop. He hit the lorry with a loud crash. Something sticky landed right on top of Thomas. Some milk, butter and eggs were catapulted all over him. Ugh, he exclaimed and stopped. Just look at my poor old lorry, said the farmer, emerging from behind the hedge where he had been sheltering. What a way to make an omelette! The driver made sure that Thomas wasn't hurt, then stood back to survey the mess. He began to laugh. It's not funny, said Thomas crossly. The agio trickled down his nose and burst on his buffer. You're not standing where I am, said the driver. You look just like a scrambled egg, Thomas. Well, if a scrambled egg feels the stickiest lettuce I do, and it's very uncomfortable," said Thomas. "Please clean me." Both driver and fireman tried hard, but the heat of Thomas's boiler cooked the eggs, and they were stuck fast. "Sorry, Thomas," said the driver at last. "We can't buck the line any longer. We shall have to go on." At the end of the line, Thomas was taken to the yard to get cleaned. The twins pulled up. "Hello," said Ben. "What's this?" "It must be a new engine," said Bill. Ben inspected the arrival carefully. "No, Bill," he said. "That's not a new engine. It's Thomas." "But it's our colour, Ben, and Thomas doesn't think our colour is proper for an engine." They heard a grinding noise. "Oil joint stiff, Bill?" asked Ben. But it wasn't Bill's joints at all. It was Thomas, gnashing his teeth. He was now very cross. He wondered how he could pay the twins out. The next morning, it had been raining. Edward had decided to let Thomas take his passenger route. Ben was there. Well, if it's in the yellow git, what are you doing here?" "But shack ahead, it's broken, so I can't go to the quarry until it's mended." "Oh, right," huffed Thomas crossly. "You teased me about my silly old egg colour, but you're too afraid to go over some silly old piece of track." "No, I am not," whistled Ben, and he raced off as fast as he could. And he didn't rate at all. Later, Peter the yard manager spread the news. "Ben has come off the tracks." "We must go and help him," Thomas said bravely. They set off immediately. When Thomas arrived at the site, Bill was pulling Ben's trucks out of the way. As the trucks were cleared, Thomas moved forward and buffered up. His driver and fireman coupled Thomas up, and slowly he took the strain and pulled him all the way back to the yard. Ben felt very happy. "Thank you, Thomas," said Ben. "No problem," said Thomas. "I'm sorry about what happened." Later that day, the track was repaired and Bill reached home, and the twins learned a lesson. It's best when it's ungrateful of them not to tease Thomas, because they never know what he'll come up with. Thomas learns a lesson too. He learns that it's best to take care at level crossings, and now he takes extra care at all the level crossings he comes across.